Today I am going to tell you about a book called Middle School, Get Me Out of Here, and a Book Talk by James Patterson. This book is about a preteen boy named Rafe, and he gets expelled from a school in a small town called Hills Village. So now he has to move to the big city very, very far from Hills Village. He now goes to a school called Cathedral Middle School, and he doesn't like it there. Now, this is a very good book. I suggest you read it. Now, I will tell you about the characters of this book. The main character is Rafe Cachadorian. His mom is Jules Cachadorian, and his sister is Georgia Cachadorian. Rafe loves to draw, and whatever he draws comes to life in its imagination. Also, his brother Leo passed away, but Rafe likes to pretend he is still there and hanging out with him. Leo died to a sickness when he was 3 years old.
The name of my book is I Survived the Destruction of Pompeii, AD 79 by Laren Tarshis. The main characters are Marcus, a young boy who became a slave when the Romans took over his city. Tata, Marcus's father, also a slave. Cyclops, a one-eyed gladiator, which is a slave who is forced to fight for entertainment. Bye. But the most important character of all in this story was Mount Vesuvius. The people of Pompeii thought it was a beast at first, and even the gods punishing them. But Marcus is a scientist. He knows there's a natural explanation for the rumbling, the tremors, the sulfur, the ash. This is a map of Pompeii. As you can see, it is a walled city. Marcus thought it was a cruel city because of the slave tradement. The mountain is about to blow up in Pompeii, but the people in Pompeii don't know that. They think it's just a great beast waking up and going back to sleep. Then, as if Marcus himself had pulled a lever, the earth started to rumble just as it had earlier. Stones crumbled and fell from the walls surrounding the barracks. The roar echoed from deep under the ground. It's a curse from the gods, someone shouted. The crowd erupted in panic. You should read this book for 3 reasons. 1. To see if Marcus and Tata escaped Pompeii and survived. 2. To learn how people lived in 79 AD. 3. To see how Marcus loved the people more than himself. I Survived the Destruction of Pompeii is part of the I Survived series of fire. You can also read I Survived the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 and I Survived the San Francisco Earthquake of 1906. I read the Magic Treehouse book, How of the Olympics by Mary Pope Osborne. Jack and Annie got in the Magic Treehouse and wished to go to the time of the Olympics in Athens, Greece. Morgan Le Fay gave them a mission to find ancient writings. This time it was poem. Plato took Jack to the Olympics. The magic tree house takes Jack and Annie back to ancient Greece. When they get to Greece, they meet Plato, and they go to the Olympics. In Greece, they find out that girls can do very nice. Annie dresses up like a boy so she can go to the Olympic Games. She gets caught by the Roman guard. And suddenly, the crowd fell silent. All heads turned to watch a huge white horse gallop out of the dust. The crowd murmured with excitement and wonder. The white horse was the most beautiful animal Jack had ever seen. He was pulling an empty chair, and he was galloping straight toward Jack. You should read this book for 3 reasons. 1, to find who wrote the poem. 2, to find out who saved Annie from Roman guards. 3, to see what life was like in ancient Greece. The book I'm going to tell you about is Alice Hoffman's Nightbird that was published. This book is about a girl named Teresa and her brother James. Everyone calls Teresa Twig, and her brother has wings, so no one knows him. No one knows him because he leaves the house at night. They used to live with no one around them, but then they get new neighbors. The neighbors have 2 children, and they help solve the curse so James doesn't have wings anymore. If you want to find out more, you have to read the book. Now I will read a passage from this book. My mom couldn't thank Dr. and Mrs. Hall enough, insisting she would bring them a pie to express her gratitude. She hugged me tight, and I hugged her back with my good arm, and I assured her I was fine, or at least I would be soon. She's perfect, Julia said. I grinned at her because being perfect was a joke between the 2 of us. My mother wanted to see for herself. She came closer to examine my cast. I thought she would tell me how disappointed she was in me for bringing our new neighbors into our situation, but instead she frowned when she saw the names written out. Julia said hello and introduced herself and started talking about how much she liked Sidewell, but my mother didn't seem to hear a word. She was staring at beautiful agate. This is what I rate the book. I give this book 5 of the 5 stars because it is very entertaining to read. It is a great read and can be quick if you get very into it. You should totally read this book. The book I'm going to talk to you about today is 3 Times Lucky by Sheila Tornage, published 2012. The report is by the one and only Sarah R. Lombardi. The main characters of the book. Colonel, brave and pretty much hates everybody, especially lawyers. Miss Lena, cheerful and protective. Dale, Mo's best friend and smallest boy in his class. Mo, nice and smart. A never-before crime has come to the humble town of Tulip Landing. A murder first, then a car wreck, then another murder, and after that a kidnapping. Can Mo and a friend Dale solve the mysterious crime, and who is all behind it?
This book is a 5-star book because it's really mysterious and it feels like you are part of the book. It even relates to the real world. It's so realistic and it even is worth 9 AR points. I want you to read this book. The Colonel hates lawyers, so he put a sign on the restaurant door saying, "No lawyers." Then one night, Colonel goes missing. Marcena and Mo are devastated. This book is mysterious and funny. The book grabs you in and does not let you go until you have read it all. And it even acts and feels like you are in the book.